Okay, in this video I'm going to show you the easiest way to access the World Book online, what to research and how to research using the World Book online, how to give credit where credit is due, using MLA format and citing your sources, and then what I expect you to do for your notes accordingly. So let's talk about the easiest way to access this. If you are in the FWCS network, you can just go to my home page and then go to the page that's called Collapse Research Paper. And actually, you see that I have a series of tutorials ready to go. What I need for you to do is go to step 4, because that's where we're at, and you'll click on World Book Online, and it'll take you to the World Book Online. And when we use this source, I would prefer that you use the student edition. So if we click on student, there we go. Now the cool part about World Book Online is it has a variety of sources. It has images, it has videos, it has text-based sources. For this, I want you to find a text-based source and or any sort of visual sources, or including video, that you can find. So using our previous example as the easiest way to do this, the easiest thing to do is, put the search terms from what you've done for discovery education and from the list of societies that we currently have into the text field. So for us, like I gave an example of the Hittites. So I'm just going to search for Hittites and hit enter. And what you'll see is there's a whole bunch of different sources. They have visual stuff. They have things that are related to the Hittites. So it does call up a lot of articles. Like any article in here that includes the word Hittite in their database actually comes up. Usually you're going to look at the ones that have to do with relevance. So obviously we have the Hittites, and this is the first article. So if I click on this, it'll take me to the article about the Hittites, and you can actually listen to the audio being read to you about the Hittites, so this will help. However, as you scroll down, it has more and more information. It has graphics that go with it and where the Hittites were ruling, and they give an example of art here. And I do want you to talk about this kind of stuff when you take notes. Like I see a warrior, he's dressed like this, etc. So when you actually go and read the article, you're going to be reading this section, and you're going to be figuring out which is important information for your research paper, and you're going to be recording it on your notes. But one of the first things that you should definitely do is go down to the bottom of the page and take a look at the MLA formatted citation. Now, I'm looking at this, and I actually see a mistake in their programming, and sometimes this happens. However, this citation is most of the way correct. It only has one mistake. I think their computer program didn't like the idea that this guy's name is Vanden Hout, and so they should have capitalized Van, and it duplicated the Den Hout. That's not this man's name, and I can tell that based upon the APA site information. However, it's most of the way correct, and the easy thing that you need to do then is you have to cite this. Now, I've given you a sheet that looks eerily like this, where it says write your citation for the source in the space provided. Obviously, if there's a mistake that their database did, I'll be able to see that. We'll talk about it and be able to correct it. However, so if I'm looking at this article, you're going to copy where it says MLA, you're going to copy this thing, and you're going to put it in the space provided here. The big thing, too, is if I hit paste, I'm going to see about changing this to Times New Roman, and I'm going to make it bigger. And for us, we definitely have to fix the mistake. This Den Hout is one extra Den Hout. This guy's name is Theo Vanden Hout, and we're actually going to have to correct this. However, this is the citation in MLA format for that particular article. So then what you'll have to do then is you'll be reading the article, and you'll be summarizing, paraphrasing, and quoting what you're learning from the article, but at the end of each sentence, for you, it just has to say Vanden Hout. And we don't need to list a page number because this is not a paginated document. If you talk about the artwork that was there, you still just put Vanden Hout when you summarize what you see in the artwork. When you're summarizing what you see in the article, this has to be there every single time, Vanden Hout. But it's very easy then that you're saying, like, I read this information, I summarized it, and it came from this particular source right here. And that's an easy thing to do. So you read, and at the end of each time you read and type into your own words, or write out into your own words what it is that you see in the article, at the end of each sentence it should always say Vanden Hout. But it's going to be unique based upon whichever source that you have. If you get a source and the author's last name is Bailey, you're going to put Bailey. If the last name listed in the source is Caprino, you're going to put Caprino. However, if it's not a name and it's like the title of the article that's listed first, then you always put whatever is first inside of the parentheses down here. And that's the general rule that we follow. If you have questions too, make sure that you raise your hand and I'll show you how to do it, and the other teachers and paraprofessionals can show you. But long story short, we have to get the citation first, and then we start reading and paraphrasing and quoting, and then we have to give credit where credit is due by making sure we do that at the end of each one. All right, this is going to be a summative grade as well, because if we can't give credit where credit is due and we don't take good notes, we can't write a research paper in the coming weeks. All right, good luck and good scores.